Hello, everybody. The year is 2022. Azathoth has swallowed humanity as we know it. And we have finally got into our Forgotten Age player card reviews. We're doing them right now. This will be coming up before the scenario card reviews, which are also incredibly late. I'm Justin, joined by Bryn and Travis. If you don't know who we are, we play Arkham Horror all the time on the Playing Board Games channel. And we're going to talk through all of the player cards from the Forgotten Age Deluxe expansion. We're starting with Survival Knife. It's a 2-cost asset that takes up 1 hand slot. Commits for a fist. As an action fight, you get +1 fist for this attack. As a reaction, after an enemy attack deals damage to you during the enemy phase, please exhaust Survival Knife. Fight. This attack targets the attacking enemy. You get +2 fist and deal +1 damage for this attack.
I think this card's worse than Brent thinks it is.
I think it's better than Travis thinks it is. I think it's really good if you're playing either Mark Harrigan or Leo Anderson. Like, you'll probably have a whole ton of assets that can soak the damage for you. Mm-hmm. And if you're playing Mark, it's not great because it doesn't give you bonus damage, but
it doesn't reaction, but I don't think it's. I think you got better options. I think if you're killing stuff, you'd be like, maybe there's some kind of Zoe build where you just walk around and soak stuff forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's only during the enemy phase that you get only the retaliate ability.
Yeah. I still don't think that's good.
I think it'd be better if it was anytime an enemy attacked you.
Well, yeah,
then you could,
maybe they'll give us an upgrade Survival Knife in the future.
I feel like the fight action up top...
I bet we get that with Return to Forgotten Age.
Yeah, this one's just waiting to be improved upon. Yeah, because the +1 fight for this attack, it's pretty low. Only +1 over the... Like, it gives you +2 when it's the retaliate, but you also get +1 damage. So if it was just base +2 fist, I feel like it would be a lot better if you have, like, machete in one hand, the other in the other, right? And you can, like...
Justin, I think if this card is better, it would be better.
But, like, that's the thing, right? Like, that's what I'm saying, what makes this card not playable for me, right?
Yeah. I would consider playing, like, again, some builds, like what Bryn said, where you just you have assets soak them, but I think there's better options all around.
It has a potential home. It's really cool with Guard Dog, where you can make your opponent take 3, and 3 is like the number that you want to hit for most of the enemies that aren't like the base tier easy to kill ones. They take 3 damage to kill.
There's also in the FAQ that Brent pointed out before we recorded. If an enemy attacks you from another location, you can use Survival Knife to attack them back.
Yeah, you throw it through the trees.
Yeah, and then it comes back. Ha ha!
Yeah. But there's not too much else about this.
Yeah, I agree with Travis. Is probably going to be upgraded in the next one. We have Venturer, 4-cost asset. It's an ally. Commits for a book. Has 2 health, 2 brain. Uses 3 supplies. As a lightning bolt, spend 1 supply and exhaust Venturer. Place 1 supply or ammo on an asset controlled by an investigator at your location.
This card's sweet.
I think this card's okay.
It's very niche. It needs to be in a very specific...
I think it'll get better in the future, but right now I think these other allies are just better.
He's like, you forgot to bring enough bullets for your lightning gun? Don't worry, I've got those in my bag.
Yes, I am Zeus. I carry lightning bullets.
I do that. I carry those with me. He lets you turn the stupid 3-cost? I think it's 3-cost emergency cash into more bullets, which is cool, but maybe not good.
I mean, like, for me, this guy's just kind of awkward and slow. Like, the cards that you want to be using him to fuel cost 1 million experience.
Oh, that is true.
You want, like, him later, and then you want things like Beat Cop earlier. And, like, it feels bad to be buying level 0 cards later in the campaign.
Unless you have adaptable, in which case it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then he can only like reload 1 bullet or whatever a turn.
That's okay. If you need more than 1 shotgun shell a turn, what are you doing?
If there's like
shooting your shotgun a lot.
If your deck is entirely the support guardian, where you're not focused on attacking, but you're just making sure everyone else can do the things they need to do, he is better in those kind of things.
He could be pretty solid in Carolyn, actually.
Yeah, I think this guy has a very solid home when we run out our triple guardian play.
Yes.
That will be after we finish the Circle Undone.
Yeah. Because the 4 cost, it's also very slow, because their guns are going to be expensive. So then it's But I mean, then the time when you're out of bullets, you'll have him in play, so you can start reloading.
You have to pay 5 money for your shotgun, and then you have to pay 4 money for this guy, and then you have to pay another money, like once per turn, to put bullets back in your shotgun.
You don't have to pay a money for it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you have to spend 1 supply and exhaust them.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's his supply.
Oh,
he comes with supplies. Yeah, he doesn't spend resources. He just moves them off of him onto your gun.
Yeah, he's very slow, but like he is going to get better as there's more options, and like the walking arsenal build becomes even
Yeah, sometimes you're like, I didn't bring enough flamethrower fuel, and he's like, don't worry, I got you.
Yeah. We're here to burn a bunch of snakes.
Yep.
Oh, Elder Son.
I think all in all, he's pretty okay.
Yeah, I think so, and I think...
Yeah, he soaks two.
The problem is, like, because you play this game to win, or why are you playing it? And there's just better allies in that slot already than this.
Yeah, like B Cup is very hard to beat.
Yeah, Kyle. We have Trusted. It's an event, costs 1, commits for a brain. Fast, play only during your turn. Attached to an ally asset you control. Attached asset gets +1 health and +1 sanity.
This card is very good. One for, like, if you were able to, in blue, pay 1 to heal yourself for 1/1, I think you would play that card all the time.
It's like
it would be in your starting build every game. And that's like this is like that. If you put it on your guard dog, he can tank a sanity before he dies. He also gets to deal an extra damage back. If you put it on your cop,
to shoot again.
Yeah.
This card's really good.
And it's fast, so
Yeah.
Doesn't even cost an action.
yeah.
Good card.
Yeah.
Good card is good. The only thing I complain about is that it
We
only
haven't played with it
discards
yet,
for
but
1.
it's a good card.
No, I played it in
Leo
the Leo build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The only thing I'd complain about with this card is that it only discards for 1 brain. But
Maybe.
that's okay.
Yeah.
You're probably just paying for it.
All right, next up, we got Reliable, which is not me. It's a 1-cost event that's 1 experience, commits for a book. Fast, play only during your turn. Attached to an item asset you control. While resolving a triggered ability on attached asset, you get +1 to each of your skills. So I don't think any one of us have played with this card.
This card's good.
I don't know. If you pay 1 to make your machete +2 and +1 damage, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's,
Like, it costs 1
experience. And it's just
Yeah.
If your item goes away, you get 2.
Yeah, if your item goes away, then sure, like you.
It's really good on Time Worn brand.
But things don't have to be good on time.
Yeah, I don't know. This seems lackluster. I think I'd rather spend my experience other places.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? Like, this is good in the first half of the campaign, but there's also a lot of other blue cards that are very good early on that cost 1 or 2 experience that you probably want to be buying over it. It's very strong if you put it on a machete.
Shit.
Yeah, just thinking if there's any other items that also care about stuff like that, like...
Like, you can put on, like, fingerprint kit and stuff. And, like, magnifying glass. But it's not that much better.
Magnifying glass, but that would be really bad. Because you don't...
Well, if you want to pick it up.
Yeah, you don't use its ability for anything.
Not if you're...
Here's my reliable magnifying glass. No, wait, it sucks.
It's
put
gone.
it back down.
If you're Joe Diamond and you have your guns, you never have to put them down.
Yeah.
Pick them up, rather.
Yeah, like if you put it, you can put it on magnifying glass. It doesn't do anything because magnifying glass doesn't.
That's a triggered ability.
It doesn't have a triggered ability.
Yeah. So yeah, probably for...
So it's mostly
it's just static,
it's
right,
just
right.
it's just gonna be it's good on weapons.
So this card basically exists to be like, here's my reliable machete, and then make the joke.
Yeah,
Everyone at the
pretty
table
much.
laughs, and then you just discard it to cripple.
And then they're like, no, really, what'd you put your experience into?
This.
Yeah, and you're like this. It's good. It's good on any kind of hand weapon, except a baseball bat, because the baseball bat is never reliable.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a card that is actually, I think, pretty dang good.
This one's actually really good.
It's a 3-cost asset, Dr. Elli Horowitz. It's an ally. Commits for a brain. As a reaction, after she enters play, search the top 9 cards of your deck for a relic asset and attach it to her. Shuffle your deck. Each relic asset attached to her does not take any slots, but is considered to be in play under your control. She has 1 health and 2 sanity. I mean, we're going through the Forgotten Age, our playthrough right now, and Elli is... Every time she shows up, I'm like, Elli.
Why are yellow cards so good?
Yeah, pretty much, right? I think there are 2 decks that she really shines in, and the first is an Ursula deck, because you're allowed to play with pretty much every good relic in the game that isn't Armor of Ardennis. And the second deck is, I think she's really good in a Finn deck, because you can use her to go and find, not just go and find, but also hold on to your bow.
Yeah, definitely.
For you.
And like that's what makes her so good is that
there's a lot of really good green relics.
yeah, and especially I'm seeing the real power in her in when we use like the stopwatch is an incredible card.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can use the relic, it leaves play, then you don't have to worry about
it. Doesn't
her,
matter. Yeah.
right?
She soaks afterwards too.
Yeah, she's obviously it's a little bit less good when you're finding a relic that you want to keep in play forever, because it means you kind of have to baby her and make sure she doesn't die. But if you're finding something like the pocket watch that you remove from the game to use, or the skeleton key that attaches to
that skeleton key is also great.
Yeah, or the grotesque statue. Is that what it's called?
That's
Yeah.
the one, yeah.
That one will run out of charges.
That'd be very good on
The
her.
grotesque statue, the Panoptic manuscripts, or
Anything that charges, really.
what's it called? The subtitle is like Stygian Waystone or Waymark or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know what
It's
you're
the one that
talking
you seal a thing onto, and then
Catonian stone?
when you draw the red shit like you do
Yeah,
immediately
Catonian
afterwards,
stone,
you,
yeah.
you pick it out.
about. How do you
Any of
remember
them.
Stygian Wayfinder, not
Right?
Catonian stone?
Yeah, but I think
I
she's
don't know.
great, and once more relics come out, she's going to be even better.
Yep.
I mean, and searching the top 9 cards is a good chunk of your deck, so you'll
Yep.
find something.
Yeah, it's
if you
kind of
don't,
magic
fire
number
her.
they look for.
Yeah. If you don't, then just watch her take 2 sanity damage and laugh.
And she fits great in the mummy roleplay build.
Yeah.
If you want to be Brendan Fraser with like Finn Edwards and
Yeah.
get her
Yeah.
in there,
I
it's
know.
golden!
If you want to
perfect.
play, if you want the optimal number of relics, you should be playing at least 3 with her to consistently find one.
And I mean, like, if you have access to yellow at the start, just putting in that,
Yeah. I think
the bracelet of Eztli or whatever it's called, the Tooth of Eztli.
Yeah,
It's
It's
we'll
great.
get
Like,
there.
that's a
That's
good
gonna be
one
like
to
the
start.
next card we review.
No, it's Ancient Stone, Travis.
Yeah,
Whatever,
I think
it's the
with
one
her
after.
you want a little bit more than you do with Prepared for the Worst, because if you don't hit something, it feels really bad.
Yeah.
You have drastically overpaid for the effect
Yeah.
that you've received.
But she's very good, and yeah, she feels good to play.
Yep.
And feels good to have your partners play. Ancient Stone, unidentified. It's an asset that takes up a hand slot, commits for a book. It's a relic, so she can hold it on to.
She can hold on to it for you
As an action?
that's what you want.
Investigate. Your location gets +3 shroud for this investigation. If you succeed, discover 1 additional clue at your location, discard Ancient Stone, and record in your campaign log that you've identified the stone. Next to this, in parentheses, record the difficulty of the skill test. So this upgrades into cards that we will get to, but we'll talk about them because it's very important to also kind of generally hint towards them. So there's one that has secrets on it, which is when you draw a number of cards, spend that many secrets, deal that much damage to an enemy at your location. And X, the amount of secrets is the difficulty of the location. So it's not good with Skeleton Key. You're thinking, oh, that's really easy. I can crack this stone, no problem. Then you get 1 secret. And then the other one is Secrets, which is when you draw any number of cards, spend that many secrets, heal that much horror from a card at your location.
That's pretty dirt. Book one's much better.
Yeah, the one that...
The damage one.
Damage one?
The cool thing about the other one is that you can play it in a Carolyn Fern deck, but you
Yep.
can't play the other part, so it doesn't matter.
So yeah, this
I'm
one...
pretty sure is how that works.
I think you might be. I think she put like up to level 1 green,
May-
red and yellow card or some
maybe.
garbage. I don't know.
Maybe
weird
she's
deck
got some real weird deck
Yeah.
building, but if you can, then you can take that yellow card that gives you 2 at random,
So
and
this-
then you'll just get that one
This
twice.
can actually function as a pretty solid boss killer. If you have like a character in your team who can play double or nothing to get like insane amount of secrets on it,
Mhm.
and then you just explode bosses with the damage one.
Well, you need to draw cards, right? So it's when you draw
Yeah.
any number of cards, spend that many secrets to match the number of cards you draw.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Then you
Yeah,
just
but that's
power
what
through
you
deck.
that's what you play your cryptic whatever.
Cryptic research.
Yeah,
If you're
cryptic
like
research
0,
for
draw 3 cards. Like
Mhm.
nuke this guy for 3. 3 Teslas
Yeah.
damage is insane.
it is, yeah, it's very
Three
good.
Tesla's fast damage.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's like Magical Christmas Land.
Oh,
I feel
sure,
like this
yeah.
card is of all the ones.
A lot of cards are magical Christmas land.
Yeah, but I think it's like the same thing with like I just don't think this one's worth the time.
Oh no, I agree for sure, but I also, especially if you have to spend experience to get it, and then you have to do the thing,
Yeah.
and then like one of the payoffs is just like really meh.
I would like a version where you just get this. The upgraded version is this without the +3 shroud, but you get secrets to use and you get extra clues whenever you use it. Right? Like
That'd be neat.
that would just be a lot better than I want the bottom half of this stone ability without losing it from play. That just interests me more than what this goes into.
Oh, you unlock. This is the other card we'll get a new version for in the Return to the Forgotten Age.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They like doing that. They're like,
They do.
here's another
We
version
got that
of
for
this.
Dunwich, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's slow and not good. Cost experience, not
Yeah.
good. Not good.
These are in a weird order because this one doesn't cost
Yeah,
experience.
that is a little strange.
The toots the tooth of Eztli. It's commits for 1 brain. It's the 3-cost asset that takes up a necklace slot. You get +1 brain and +1 foot while resolving an ability on a treachery card. After you succeed a test while resolving it, as a reaction, exhaust it to draw 1 card.
This card is deceptively good.
Yeah, it's kind of like St. Hubert's Key.
Yeah. It's helpful when the deck tries to
Yeah.
fight you. you get a little bonus.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
get your defensive stats are both better now, and sometimes you just don't take damage, and when you don't, you draw a card.
It's
Pretty
pretty.
neat.
and it takes up
Dr. Elli Horowitz can hold on to one for you.
Yeah.
And then you can wear your own because it doesn't take up your slot.
Yep, it's not unique. So you guys can have
Yeah, you
friendship
can have
bracelets.
friendship
as we call
bracelets and
it.
be best friends forever, and then she dies. And
This is
You're
also
like,
a
whoops.
slot that like yellow doesn't really have much competition for, so like you should probably
yeah.
strongly consider running this in your yellow deck.
unless you're
At least
playing
level
Ursula,
0.
in which case there is competition for this slot because most of the relics that are good.
Yeah, but then you should
Take
be a
up the
relic
slot.
hunter.
But yeah, you could be Tia Carrera and no problem.
Yeah, there's not much to say about this guy other than
It's good.
yeah.
Yep.
Next one.
The classic Justin comment of "I wish it had +2 brain and +2 foot," just to
I
say.
wish it was better.
Yeah, I wish it was just better.
This card's shit.
Unearth the Ancients. We'll be the judge of that, Brand. Cost 1. It's an
Cool.
event that commits for 2 books. Investigate. Choose a yellow asset in your hand. The difficulty of this test is equal to the chosen asset's printed cost. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, put the chosen asset into play. If that asset has the relic trait, draw 1 card.
Yeah, it's not good. It's an economy card that you have to make a test for. Why would you play this instead of emergency cash? I guess you get some action efficiency out of it because
I think at normal and lower this could be good to like cheat in your panoptic manuscripts if you're playing someone who has access to higher education.
yeah, maybe. I guess.
Or just like a lot or like your Joe
Yeah.
Diamond or whatever.
Yeah, like, I think the best thing that this card
This is-
does
you
is
can
commit
use-
for double.
Yeah, you can use this like with Joe Diamond, who's got like really high book score, and then like his 2 magnifying glasses. He holds like put Panoptic Manuscripts or some garbage in the play for like 1 money because you spent all your other money on cool blue cards.
So the first review is someone talking about how it's like story how Daisy's attempting a ritual she's never tried
Yeah.
before. She does all the things. She's in the summoning circle and appears a neckbeard. And then Dr. Milan Christopher is like, "What? This better be good." You can summon Dr. Milan Christopher with it if you really wanted to.
You could.
You're right.
Yeah, I think this card is mostly not good.
Yeah.
I think it's got place. It also commits for 2 books, which
Yeah,
is
it
pretty
does. It
solid.
does commit for 2 books, but like I think there are neutral cards that do very similar things that don't require a test.
Remind me to play it next time I play yellow deck.
Sure.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just see it's like I'm gonna
Yeah,
bring
right,
in this,
like
and then
you-
it's like, oh, I failed, and I just
Yeah.
wasted a card in an action.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
This reminds me of that that spell, the turn poop into gold spell. From,
Yeah.
yeah. I
I think
in-
that one's much worse than this.
Oh, I agree. It is much worse, but this one's not good.
Yeah, I think the issue with this is that the risk is just not worth
The reward.
any potential reward you could get from it.
You can play the card for free.
Treasure Hunter. It's a 1 cost. This is a weird order.
This
Yeah.
guy's real good.
Yeah.
You get +1
pretty
book.
solid.
At the end of the upkeep phase, you must either pay 1 resource or discard him. 2 brain, 2 body, and he commits for a book. And
This guy's really good
Just
in a
in-
Leo.
The order is like card type. Sorry, Bryn. As card type and then like
Okay.
resource cost.
okay, cool.
Yeah, go ahead, Bryn.
Yeah. In a Leo build, you get to put him into play for free and then hope he dies before your next turn, and you just don't have to pay him. It's incredible.
I think he's very good with people. He's very good with like Jenny.
Yeah, he's great with Jenny.
Mhm. You could play him in Preston if you wanted to.
Yeah,
But +1 book makes you have 2 book, and 2 book is
1 book.
yeah, like basically 1 book. So
Yeah, we're still trying
I
to crack
think
that. We're still trying to
we're
crack
still-
that
yeah.
Preston egg to see what comes out of that.
we're still working on it.
But I mean, like this is there's a cycle of these guys that you must pay for them each turn, and if you have the resources, it's
Yeah.
they're very efficient.
Soaking 2 and 2 for 1 is quite good. If he didn't do anything else, I'd be pretty okay with this. And with this guy, it doesn't even feel bad when he dies because you're just like, well,
I mean, I
not
think these
bad
guys
for
are actually
anyone.
quite good. Like if you compare like level 1 B Cop's not bad, and he's like 4 for 2/2 in stats. He gives you +1 in stat, and then he's got another
yeah,
ability.
this guy
but
costs
so
experience.
this guy
to
lasts for
play.
3 turns.
Yeah.
You basically
Yeah.
are getting like
yeah, like he does. Bryn's rate does cost and experience.
Yep.
But like I think it's a pretty solid rate of return.
I agree.
Downside
We
is
had-
that he's a green ally, and green gets some pretty good allies.
Have we played with him?
No.
No.
Cool.
Only
There you
the
go.
other one.
Nothing but the most official opinions here. Decorated Skull. It's a 0 cost asset that takes up the necklace slot. Commits for a foot. And this one's fun. I don't know if it's good, but it's fun. Uses 0 charges. After investigator, ally asset, or enemy location is defeated as a reaction, place 1 resource on Decorated Skull as
Worship
a charge.
the
It's
skull.
from the token bank.
Yeah.
As an action, you can spend 1 charge to draw 1 card and gain 1 resource.
This card's very good if you're playing Akachi. and you can play it because it uses charges, and I'm pretty sure that's
I still think it's kind
The
of meh.
effect.
But
Yeah, I think the top half is cooler than what the bottom half gives you.
yeah, like the bottom half's like only slightly more efficient.
well. I
than
mean, if you mean
alternates,
that by
and
the
then
top half,
it
you
also
mean like the artwork, then
Yes.
I agree.
and it takes up like a slot that actually has some very solid
Mm-hmm.
competition in green and like also very strong competition in purple.
Yep.
So
Yeah, but that's why you have 2 relic hunters.
just walk around with a bunch of necklaces on.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Like this card's fine, but it's nothing special.
No.
I like the design of it more than the function it brings to
Yeah,
the game.
I think this card is also good in Leo because you are probably going to be cycling through a bunch of allies, possibly 1-costed allies like the fellow we just saw,
I think
and then his death is essentially free.
I think it'd be more satisfying if it gave you kind of like a split to choose.
Yeah, if it was like gain 2, draw 2, or like
1-1, yeah.
1-1.
Or even just like gain 2 or draw 2.
yeah,
One or the other. I think would feel a lot more satisfying.
Oh man.
yeah. If it was gain 2 resources, and
Or
you
if it
couldn't
even, like-
draw cards with it, I think I'd be happier with it as well.
Or even if it was like a little bank where you gain the resources and then like during the upkeep phase it goes to your pool. Would
Yep.
also be pretty cool.
No, it's just like drawing
Yeah.
a card and gaining resources. Just like it feels really meh.
Yeah, it does. Especially later in the game when
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
you're-
when you'll have all the stuff on it, you don't have the time to use it.
if you're playing Pete and Duke dies, then this makes that suck a little bit less, but it's still really bad.
Yep.
Duke's dead. No, Duke. All right, next up.
No.
We got Eavesdrop. This is a 1-cost event that commits for a book or a foot. Choose an unengaged enemy at your location. Test book X, where X is the evade value of the chosen enemy. If you succeed, discover 2 clues at your location.
You could play this in Rex and then pretend
You're worse at your job.
that you're bad.
This is pretty neat in like a Fin
Yeah.
build or
Yeah.
like really a green investigator actually. So this is a pretty okay.
Except Skids
This is
with his 2 book.
investigator. Or yeah, like someone who does the investigating.
Yeah.
Not like a green character.
Yeah.
No, I know it's bad in Skid. It's also pretty bad in Leo.
Yeah. It's like better in Leo though because he's got like 3 book. And you
Yeah,
can play
like-
treasure hunters to make your book
No,
better.
these greens
Yeah.
function
No.
typically as
Yeah,
clue
no, I-
builders. This is pretty good for that.
Especially if you happen to like, you know, someone drags an enemy into a high shroud location, you can just cheat the clues off it.
Yeah, it seems
It's also
like there's a lot of high upside, especially because a lot of enemies have low evade, and you can
Yes,
just
and
be like,
insight. You could play this in your stupid Rita deck. It's a trick.
Rita.
you
You could. Why aren't you playing this in Rita?
No.
What do you mean no?
Don't want
You
to.
could contribute to the game besides just running around.
Just you wait. Just you wait. I'm about. Just you wait. I think just it's because like once again I like stuff like this is, you have to be like the enemy needs to be on a location without with clues on it. It needs to be an enemy with low evade. It's just one of those things that I feel
It doesn't
like
have to have low evade. It just has to have lower evade than the shroud.
that's true. That's a good point. But I just like cards like this. I don't like because you have to just hope that things line up. And I personally don't like playing that way. So that's my reason if I actually have to
You
explain
play
it.
too generalist.
Yeah, he's being like,
I think this card
My card
suffers
doesn't
from a
do
lot of the
anything.
same problems that Oops does, where it looks really good, but you need things to go. You need a lot of things to happen before you can do something that isn't just pitch it for icons.
I think this card has the potential to be much better than Oops because it's
Yeah, because you
just got to beat the shroud. That's all you got to do. Yeah.
You get to make
You
get
don't have to
make
beat
the
the
thing
shroud, beat the
happen,
evade.
right? Like you don't have to try and stack up 2 enemies in the same location. You can just be like, cool, I'm going to evade this hunting night gaunt, and then I'm going to listen to him and be like, "Wah, wah, wah," and then he told me that there's things over here.
Yep.
That's great.
I think this card's pretty
Choose
good.
an unengaged. Yeah. Yeah. Because it also has to be an invaded enemy to do it as
Or
well.
like whatever, if it wasn't,
Well, it
you'd
doesn't
probably
have to
take
be.
damage.
It doesn't have to be unevaded.
It could be with another player. Yeah. Just stand here and hold
No,
that
it has to
guy.
be
it has to be
unengaged.
unengaged.
It could be
so
a
which
mass.
is slightly
No, it
different.
can't be massive.
Because there's a bunch of green cards that will allow you to get away from an enemy
Yes.
Yeah.
without
Like stealth.
without
Yeah.
without evading it properly.
No, I'm interested to try it more. But
Wow, this came out forever ago.
you handle this one. It's a 0-cost event, commits for a book and a foot. It's a trick, fast. Play after you draw a non-peril encounter card before resolving that card's effects. Choose another investigator. That investigator is considered to have drawn that encounter card instead. Then gain 1 resource.
This card's actually like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, being able to manipulate what the game does is very strong.
The art's great. The title, the name of the card is great. Its effect is great.
I think this one's even a new art asset.
Yep, I think so too.
It happens.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah, so...
Play this in your green decks. It's one of the few cards that let you actually interact with the encounter deck.
I'm going to go without saying, but we're going to say it anyway, don't play it solo. Because don't. It's not like the water protections. It's just...
Not good. His next cards are very good.
Missive Relay? Rillier. Who cares? It's a spell.
Missive Rella is a different spell in Mythos.
Use 4 charges. As an action, spend 1 charge, evade. This evasion tab uses brain instead of foot. If you succeed after evading the chosen enemy, you may move to connecting location. If a bad symbol was revealed, choose and discard a card from your hand.
Downside, this one's not too harsh. This like makes it so you can do all the other important thing with brain.
Yeah.
Like the other big action. Because you have shriveling for fighting.
And this was the thing missing from them, right? So this really gets them to...
This is the perfect place to release it too, because mystics struggle with evading snakes.
Yes.
And this is very good at
Yeah,
evading
but mystics
snakes.
are very good at killing snakes without making Yig angry. He's like, this wasn't a snake, Yig.
They're better than like the other. They're the only ones who can.
Yeah, they are the only ones who can.
So now this is pretty comfortable. You can have like your shriveling like spell, and then this in your other slot, and you can be prepared for pretty much everything
with your brain.
Yep.
Like, because that's what you're doing right now in our playthrough. You have shriveling, and this is your main spells, which is good. You have offense and defense, and you use 1 stat to do it. And I've been thinking about it. Travis has really pulled me away from Rite of Seeking as well. So I'm feeling that kind of thing where it's like, you don't want to be doing that as purple anymore. I used to be pro Rite of Seeking.
I've been thinking about buying one of the high level ones. I don't think level 0 is worth it, but
like the one that discovers 3 clues. It doesn't matter if you lose your turn because it's like you just spent your turn doing.
I think that one's very good. I think the milling one's also pretty solid, but this card's very good.
The Catonian Stone.
Stygian Waymark.
Stygian Waymark. It's a 3-cost asset that commits for a book. It takes up a hand slot. Seal. So seal means you remove it from the bag and put it on this card. And then after you reveal the ultimate fail symbol during a skill test, return Catonian Stone to your hand. So you don't discard it from play. You can play it again and seal something again afterwards.
Yeah, this card is not good. You just pay 3 and then the game's like, here's a red shit, and then you pick it up again, and then you're like, I'm out 3 resources and I haven't done anything. And that's pretty cool. That's my experience of playing with this card.
This card was great when I played Mafia.
This card is determined by RNG, so sometimes it's great, sometimes it's bad.
If you have this card with Seal the 7th whatever sign, that would be amazing, because you'd be like, it's less probable that we're going to take charges off of this, and we're not going to bounce this.
No, that's what I was going to say, actually, is that this card isn't amazing on its own, but like when you combine with other Seals items, like the 7th sign one and Protective Incantation, you can really tilt the chaos back in your favor.
You can make the game not hit so hard anymore.
And even if it what do you think would be, how many turns or tests would you want this to get its value worth?
However many are left in the game.
Yes.
Would be ideal.
But what would be the point? If, say, for example, after 5 tests, when it got put back in your hand, to be like, okay, I got my value out of Catonian Stone.
Probably 5 or 6.
5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, because that's about what it costs to play it. 1 card, 3 resources, and an action.
Yeah. So 5?
Around 5 or 6.
5 tests, yeah. Which is good, because in a multiplayer game, you'll get that pretty quick. But you also could be incredibly unlucky and get it first. You also could be incredibly lucky and just never draw the red shit.
It also depends a little bit on the scenario. Some of them have, if you're taking out the 1 squid that's super bad.
Yeah.
This put Doom on this location, -4, and then, that's pretty high impact.
Yeah. Probably also gets better in harder difficulties, because those bring harder effects.
I think if you have it in play for 3 turns, it doesn't feel so bad for it to be bounced, regardless of how many tests were undertaken in those 3 turns, because you'll have the 3 resources to play it out again, and if you don't, it's because you spent them on something else.
It is kind of nice with Elli, because she can hold it for a bit,
and then you hold it for a bit, then you pick it up, and you're like, cool, you can die now.
Yeah, it actually seems pretty good with her for that, so that's pretty cool. Next we have Protective Incantation. So this is a 1-cost asset that comes for brain, takes up a spell slot, group limit 2 copies of it in play. Seal.
That's how you know it's good.
Any except the squid. Not the evil squid, sorry. Force, at the end of the turn, you must either spend one resource or discard protective incantation.
So it effectively costs 2 to play, because if you play it for 1, then you're discarding it immediately.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the resource to pay. Unfortunately, none of the big money deck characters get to play this, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the downside of this card, is that purple cards are so expensive that paying for it long term.
Yeah.
You can definitely build like a more
Yeah, if you're playing a purple deck that doesn't intend on being particularly proactive and instead making things much easier for your teammates, you could keep this around
like you're
practically
playing
forever.
You're like, if you have the seal build, like you just need to really pay for this for your 1 seal in the 7th sign, and then like for Catonian stone. And then, like, other than that, you pump all your experience into, like, the Elder Sign skill and, like, Defiances and counter spells, that sort of stuff. War protection isn't that expensive.
So what you're saying is when we do our all purple, we need one person to just be the seal travel?
That's a very solid... That's a very
cool.
solid rule to fill.
Yeah, no, I think it's very good. It's just I don't. Have we played it at our table? Did you? No, I think that's because we played like big spells, so we don't like have like we're like.
Well, I thought the Mate deck was quite was a lot more supporty, but I didn't think this card was that good then, but I came around to it after a while.
Yeah. Yeah, try it out. You'll probably enjoy it. You'll have a good time.
Being the only person who just played purple cards, really.
I've been putting away some Dunwich cards, and it turns out there's like a ton of purple cards that I didn't know existed.
Purple's fun. But
this card I think is very, very good, but like I haven't had a chance to try it yet.
So it's a Dark Prophecy. It's a 1-cost event that commits for brain and a foot. Fast. Play when you would reveal a Chaos token. Reveal 5 instead of 1. Choose one of the tokens with an evil symbol to resolve and ignore the rest. I also think this card is incredibly good when we haven't had a chance to play it.
Yeah.
Being able to be like, this one, please, is...
There's a card that got printed later that was like, when you draw one of those on a purple test, you can like either ignore the result or do it again. It's very good with this, and I think it makes Jim playable.
Oh, Jim. I still have dreams of toot-tooting around with Azathoth. That sounds fun. It's very exciting too. Cards effects like this that let you like really change the game that much are exciting to build and play with, and then you get to be like casting spells and
especially cards like this that are like you look at that and like on absolute basic level you're like, this is bad. Why would I want this? Then you start to think about like how you could. There's some cards that have positive interactions with that. Sometimes you want the negative interaction, like you're on Agnes and you want to draw the skull that dings you, or you're like looking for a particularly soft shit that allows you to pass the test for sure.
Yeah, it's great because if you're like, I need to pass this, press the panic button and then
like I can beat a -2. That's what the skull's sitting at.
Yep.
All right. Now on to the red cards with Improvised Weapon. This one's very fun. Travis did some. This is the one you had in your.
This is the worst
had
one
all
of the
of them.
cycle, though. I think.
Yes.
So 1-cost
I think
event.
so as well.
Yeah.
You may play Improvised Weapon from your discard pile. If you do, shuffle it into your deck to resolving its effect. Fight. The attacked enemy gets -1 fight from this attack. If you played it from your discard pile, it deals +1 damage.
Like it's cool if you're fighting rats or conglomeration of spheres.
It's quite comfortable
It's
against
good.
like mobsters and stuff too. 2 health guys.
Yeah, it's I think this card is okay in the starting build for Mark, because 5 Fist is a lot, and just being able to be like, cool, we'll fight as though we had 6 is pretty okay, and the extra damage off it is not unreasonable. But I think of the cycle of cards that do this is the bad one.
This card's also pretty solid for pretty okay, I guess, for like Yorick. He has options to like for some things to boost his punch, and then like red cards like having you discard cards. So it's not great or anything, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's basically just having a weapon in your discard that you can use if you need to.
Maybe your bat breaks. And
you need to find a way. It doesn't commit for skills. Like, it has no skills that it commits for, so you have to find ways to get it in. Luckily, a lot of red have that inherently in their kits.
Yep.
Yeah, initially I just tossed these onto a Wendy deck, and then it turns out this one's real bad when you have like 1 punch.
Turns out.
Wendy, rat killer.
Yeah.
Like it's again good at solving rats.
All right, next up we got Dumb Luck, 2-cost event that commits for 2 foot. Fast. Play after you fail a skill test by 2 or less during an evasion attempt. Place that enemy on the top of the encounter deck. It's like Lucky, but when you evade people.
I think this card's pretty solid.
It's all right. Yeah.
It's when I was playing it in my I tried this out only in my Fin deck, and I don't know if I have it in my Rita deck, but
You can't play it in a Rex deck.
you can't.
No.
It's one of those things that's nice. I never saw it work when I played it, and I don't know if that just was like we got better at test, but like this one gets better at higher difficulties, right? Because
As well as lower player counts.
yes, yeah. So yeah, then being able to be like this enemy, I'll worry about him next turn.
Yeah.
Or in multiplayer, if you have like your goon as first player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it gets better if your Guardian player is playing first player and you're just like, cool. So firstly, I don't have to deal with this enemy ever again. Secondly, your card's going to be soft because it's an enemy and that's what you want.
Yeah, and it's also it commits for 2 foot, which I think makes it so that you can replace manual dexterity if your deck does not need card draw. You can just easily just put that in.
Or
as
you can
2
play
foot.
it with manual dexterity for just more foot icons if that's like
If you're
maybe
really-
playing
feeling it.
or you're somebody who wants lots of foot icons.
I've noticed they've gotten better with how they do there's less double icons except for cards where they're like more niche use, which I think is
That's
do you
a
want
that's a
those?
good place for it to be.
yeah. Yaddle.
This guy's got an entire archetype.
Lost Son of Eztli. He's an ally that commits for a brain. He costs 3 and he 1 experience. As a lightning bolt, exhaust him. During the skill test, you get a bonus to each skill equal to the number of matching skill icons on the top card of your discard pile, not counting wild. And as another action, you can discard the top card of your deck limit once per turn.
Yeah.
He's pretty much a...
He's very good if you're playing Wendy or Pete and you're playing with desperate skills in your deck. Because you can just be like, I'll have 4 punch or I'll have 4 brain until I don't need that.
There was a thread on Reddit where people were talking about how red has a problem, but I feel like red has the most options to build your deck. You do run out of experience quicker, but like there's...
Yeah, like
It's because it's so focused on like the things that you...
You end up playing a lot of the same cards in every red deck, but the experience of playing said deck differs wildly depending on which investigator it is that you're playing.
And I think this guy's cool, and I think it'd be fun even with Silas. He'd be pretty good if you weren't doing the Dark Horse build. He'd be very fun with that as well.
No, he's definitely build around.
And it's once per phase now for the ability as well. There was an errata on him. Last chance. Not the last card though. Commits for 5 wild symbols. Whoa, slow down. Commit only to a skill test with no other cards committed to it. Other cards cannot be committed to the skill test. Last chance loses 1 question mark for each card in your hand. So if you have no cards in hand, it's 5. If you have 5 cards in hand, what are you doing? Don't commit that card.
I think this card's like pretty solid in like a Wendy or a Duke deck.
Yeah.
But
again,
other than
being
that, it's
able
just
to-
like,
Yeah, because you're like...
I don't want to have 0 cards in my hand, and
I
the
mean,
payoff,
like,
the
so
payoff for this is okay.
even when you've got 2 other cards and you're committing it for 3 wild, like 2 wild, it's unexpected courage, and that's good. 3 wild is like very good, and then like 4 and 5 are kind of the same.
Yeah.
I think it's best in the red decks where you have active control over how many cards are currently in your hand.
Yeah, it makes it a bit like it's one of those cards where it's kind of situational.
Yeah. And
It can be awkward.
none of us have tried this one because it's...
I played this in a Calvin deck.
Yep.
It was
What
the first
pouch
card I cut. It turned out that I wanted to be holding a lot of cards all the time. Issue with the deck, not the card. Just
So
not
you
where
also
I
then-
wanted to be.
Oh, never mind. I was about to say something that is completely untrue because I read the top part of the card. The top line. All right. And last but not least, we got a cute little backpack. It's a 2-cost asset that takes up your body slot, which is one we rarely see. It is commits for 1 foot as a reaction. After it enters play, search the top 6 cards of your deck for up to 3 non-weakness item or supply cards and attach them face down to backpack. Shuffle your deck. Cards attached to backpack may be played as if they were in your hand. If there are no cards attached to backpack, discard it.
I think this card is very solid.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It improves consistency in your deck, and
Mostly-
that's like always something you want.
Yeah, mostly in Guardian builds. If you're playing a Guardian gun build, I believe you can put extra ammunition into your backpack because it's a supply. I'm pretty sure it's a supply. I haven't looked at that card in a long time. But that's a supply. Emergency cache is a supply.
Extra ammunition is a supply.
Yeah.
This man is a supply. I know that's not what the ammunition is, but I imagine just, here you go.
Yeah, and all of your weapons obviously are items.
Yeah.
Not as good.
Yeah, and like you
Yeah.
get 3 of them. Like you have to find it within the top 6
Yeah, you
cards,
do.
but that's still,
That's
there's
life.
like items are very common if you're playing.
Imagine this card's also very good in New York. Where you want to play many items anyway to throw
Yeah.
away the things, and then it goes
Oh,
away,
yeah.
and then you just get it back, and then you play it again.
Yeah, that seems very good.
Yep.
Yeah. Just how many teddy bears and leather coats can
Yeah.
he put in his backpack?
Yep.
Don't worry, guys, I'm still warm.
It's cool.
Yeah, you played it in when we did.
I am playing it
You're
with
playing
Joe
it now?
Diamond.
Okay, yes, that's what it's happening. We have so many campaigns happening that I.
We have 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still
two-
a
yeah,
lot.
it's
I mean,
just
I
like
have
a lot
3
of
currently
this,
that I'm
yeah.
recording. Yeah.
There's like a lot of them that we have done.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, you do this in Return to Dunwich,
Yeah,
right?
I think this card's lackluster in the Joe Diamond deck. I don't think I have quite enough things for it. And it'll get cut
Yeah.
eventually, but for now it's like fine.
Yeah, I think you have to be reasonably certain that you're going to see 2
Yeah.
off of it.
Mhm.
And if
Or
that's,
you
if
have
that's
one
where
that's
you
very
are-
you really want to find.
Yeah.
You use this to dig for your pocket watch or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Start
Well-
pulling switchblades and crap out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I think
You
there's
bring 2 switchblades. Great, thanks.
Great. Is there any food in your bag? No.
Nah, just switchblades.
And then this card's also just going to get better as the game goes on too.
Yep.
So like that's the. We did it. We have gotten through Dark Pact. Didn't we review these last time? These are bad.
Weaknesses.
These are scary.
Dark Pact's not that bad.
No, Dark
actually.
Pact's pretty alright. Either you are the guardian for your team, in which case, cool, you'll stab
Or you
yourself.
stab-
Or you can like guilt the guardians and like you.
Well, yeah,
you
or
stab them.
you're not the guardian, but somebody else is, and you're like, cool, I can stab you, right?
Yeah.
I can stab your dog or something.
Yeah.
And then we have Doomed, which actually I realized in my copy of Forgotten Age I don't have the middle one.
Really?
I need to email Fantasy Flight and be like, hey, help me.
That's weird.
This one, it's pretty soft until it's not. In which case, it is the
It
scariest.
doesn't
thing
do anything until you just die.
Yeah, like
And you're like, oh,
it's like if you're playing standalone, who gives a fuck,
Yeah.
right? But as soon as you're
remember when we
playing,
played? We were like
Well,
last area. You're just
play
like,
this. You can't play this one in standalone.
oh, campaign one over.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. They
It's
did
like
it.
it's like they thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was because
Yeah, this one's
it's
real
like I guess I'll
scary.
put cards in my deck to manipulate
Espe-
Justin's deck so he doesn't explode randomly.
especially in the Forgotten Age where you can have potentially like 14 scenarios that you go through. So
Yeah.
it's cool design because it's not scary till it is, which I think is really
No, it's a
the
well
impending
designed-
doom is really
Yeah.
there.
Very good.
Playing this card while you're playing with a Diana on your team is much less scary.
Mhm.
You're like, I'll die, and she's like, no.
Good. But she has to like every time you draw it.
You show up to her location. And you're like, I'll die, and she's like, I'm not playing this card on you.
Yeah.
Like, get out.
Yeah, you will.
Well,
That's cool.
Those are the player cards for the Forgotten Age. We should be doing the videos weekly from here on out. So enjoy. Yeah, I'm hoping to. I mean, I'm not going to probably upload this one until we get at least another recording session in.
Okay.
But thanks for watching on... Travis has all the power right now. Thank you for watching. Let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree. I like reading the comments, and I think, Travis, you also read the comments on
Yeah,
the videos
sometimes.
now and again.
I can't read.
No,
so-
Bryn can't read. It's,
Yeah.
yeah. So anytime we miss easy location information,
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
Bryn.
That's
That's why Justin reads out the cards when we're talking about
Yeah,
them.
Bryn's like, oh, right!
Oh, okay, that's what that does.
He learns by the card art.
Yeah, and then I just remember that that's what that one looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His first words were the Stygian waymark. That's what Bryn first learned how to read. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.